Imam Al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi says, the perception that you are better than anyone is blatant arrogance. Adopt a gentle tone when speaking, for verily the tone at times has a greater impact than the speech. The aim of moral discipline is to purify the heart from the rust of passion and resentment till, like a clear mirror, it reflects the light of God, that is, someone. Imam Al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi says, dear friend, your heart is a polished mirror. You must wipe it clean of the veil of dust that has gathered upon it, because it is destined to reflect the light of divine secrets. Those who look for seashells will find seashells, and those who open them will find pearls. Imam Al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi says, knowledge without action is wastefulness, and action without knowledge is foolishness. The happiness of the drop is to die in the river. Yes, we have come as a drop into this world, and we have to join the ocean to become eternal. A man of bad character punishes his own soul. 4 traits lift a person to the highest ranks, even if their works and knowledge are little. The first one, forbearance; second, humility; third, generosity; and the fourth, good character. And this is the perfection of faith. The soul should take care of the body, just as the pilgrim on his way to Makkah takes care of his camel. But if the pilgrim spends his whole time in feeding and adorning his camel, the caravan will leave him behind and he will perish in the desert. Al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi wanted to communicate his new belief that the practices and restrictions of Islam were meaningless without a proper understanding of their meaning. Al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi began practicing Sufism because at its root concerns one's own relationship with Allah and not the rules and restrictions of Islam. Sufism allowed Al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi to search for the true reality of the world. Al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi's conversion was a manifestation of a new stage in Islam. In fact, it was the same deen which our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, passed on to us. Yes, Sufism, tassawuf, e-marifat, call it what, but that was the deen which our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave it to us, not this ritualistic Islam which we follow these days. Yes, Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi spent the next 10 years in or between the cities of Damascus, Makkah, Medina, and thus practicing Sufism and teaching his new disciples. Tabrizi rahmatullah alayhi rightly says, you can study God through everything and everyone in the universe, because God is not confined in a mosque, synagogue or church. But if you're still in need of knowing where exactly his abode is, there's only one place to look for him: in the heart of a true lover, and that is a person who follows Sufism. Let me quickly give you an example. See, when a child in our family cries, our heart aches. Yes, there is a pain in our heart. Okay, we try all the measures to see to it that we comfort the child. Okay, so our hearts ache when our child cries. But what happens when a neighbor's child cries? A pain in the head, that is headache. So why this difference between a heartache when it is our child and a headache when it is someone's child? So Sufism points out at this attitude, which is very wrong. A murid always needs a peer or guide who will guide him to straight path, because the path of Deen is very narrow, and against of it the paths of Shaitan are numerous and conspicuous. So the one who don't have any murshid to train or guide him, then definitely Shaitan takes him to his path. A murid should hold his murshid like a blind man who gives the custody of his life to the one who helps him in crossing the river without going against and never leaves him. Yes, this is what Imam Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi says about a spiritual guide, a mentor and a disciple. Desires make slaves out of kings, and patience makes kings out of slaves. Yes, there are many Sufi saints who have left their kingdom and followed Sufism to reach the ultimate truth. Declare your jihad on 13 enemies you cannot see, that is, egoism, arrogance, conceit, selfishness, greed, lust, intolerance, anger, lying, cheating, gossiping, and slandering. If you can master and destroy them, then you will be ready to fight the enemy you can see. Imam Al-Ghazali rahmatullah speaking about his spiritual crisis says, the desires of this world pulled at me and entreated me to remain, while the voice of faith called out, go, go, only a little of your life remains, yet before you lies a lengthy journey. All the knowledge and works that are yours today are but an eye service and deceit. If you do not prepare now for the afterlife, when shall you do so? Dear friends, when will we start the journey to the ultimate truth? If not now, then when? Next, do not allow your heart to take pleasure with the praises of people, nor be saddened by their condemnation. Purifying the soul is serious. The hereafter is ahead. The world is behind. Death is near. The journey is far, and the provisions are light. So, when will we do it? We have no time. The sooner, the better. People count with self satisfaction the number of times they have recited the name of God on their prayer beads, but they keep no beads for reckoning the number of idle words they speak. Isn't it true?